Coach Stone Podcast.
Coach Stone Podcast number 35, the Anniversary Podcast. I want to thank all my listeners for Coach Stone Podcast. Thanks JC Hawks Radio, JC Hawks Sports Network, and BJ for letting me do this. Remember, if any of you ever missed any of the episodes of any of my podcasts, you can listen to them on my website, or you can go to Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, and now Google Play under JC Hawks Radio. Also remember, you can go to my website for more information about my books, blogs, football tips, and free PE games. Go to CoachStoneFootball.com. Also, I recommend when you go to my website, go to the bottom of my website for the promo codes of all my products that I think would help you as a coach or a player. Some you'll hear during the commercial breaks on this podcast. Remember, if you haven't seen any of my Back to the Basics books, drill manuals, you highly recommend them. They are on Amazon.com, hardcover and Kindle. There are 5 tackle books and 1 flag book, over 1,600 pages of football drill manuals. Without further ado, for my anniversary show, podcast number 35, I decided to get the greatest minds of football together, of the Twitter community. And I know we're missing a couple, and I apologize. I know Linebacker Football Chat couldn't make it last second. But we have many of them. I'm going to let them all introduce themselves right now, starting with a Monday show. Tony, you're up, man. Introduce the show.
Sure. Tony Schiffman, one of the co-hosts of the Hog Football Chat. We are on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Jack.
And I'm Jack Dingus. I'm the co-host of the Hog Football Chat along with Tony Schiffman. And I'm the offensive line coach at Shawnee High School in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Perfect. Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday we kick off with the No Fly Zone Chat, 8:30 to 9:30 Central Standard Time. My name is Adam Harvey, and due to these guys from the Hog Football Chat as well as Coach Fisher and Texas High School Football Chat, I decided to start this thing about a year ago and love every minute of it. It's been great.
Wednesday.
And this is Chris Fisher of Texas High School Football Chat. Been running this chat since January of 2015, and I'm the offensive line coach at Rich Point High School down in Missouri City, Texas. And just enjoy talking with coaches and getting the community together, and have been ever since I started the chat.
Thursday.
Yes, my name is Philip Archuleta. I run the Wild Bunch Special Teams Chat at 6 p.m. on Mountain Standard Time. Same thing, just started the Wild Bunch and, really trying to get all the special teams guy together on Twitter, and so loving it so far.
Saturday or Sunday?
This is Peter Noonan. I just started the Iron Speed Chat. We're going to be on Sunday nights, probably at 8 p.m. Central Time. Stay tuned to my Twitter to get the updates. We're the new guys on the bunch, literally just started yesterday.
Sunday.
Hey, this is Tom McPherson. I am the host of the Florida High School Football Chat, 8 p.m. Sunday nights Eastern Time. It's been going on now for probably 3 or 4 years now, I guess, and I am the head football coach at Orange Park High School in Orange Park, Florida.
Awesome. Guys, thank you. Coaches, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight for the anniversary edition. We're going to go over the game plan, and then we're going to go commercial break, and we're going to go right into the pregame question. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw a big shout out and thanks to Coach Fisher because, without him starting the Texas High School Football Chat in January of 2015, none of us would have been here because he's kind of, we refer to him as the Godfather because he kind of got us all started in this, and truthfully, it's blown up bigger than any of us ever could have imagined, and so he gets a big debt of gratitude from me for sure for
absolutely
for starting what he started.
Completely agree.
Well, that's
I
want
that.
I agree.
Appreciate it, guys.
We're just going to call him the Godfather from now on, okay?
That's the name.
All right.
I'm going to have to change my avatar to Marlon Brando.
There you go.
I love it.
We're going to post that. Someone's going to post this when we get done here. I'd like to give everyone a heads up that this is coming soon, that we should have a picture of the Godfather as a picture.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Slow down.
All right, so really quick, this is going to be a great podcast. We got plenty of people on. The game plan is going to be very simple, coaches. We're going to start with a pregame. You're going to talk about yourselves more than you just did. We're going to do a kickoff question. Then we're going to do a first drive question. I can't wait for halftime. That's going to be awesome. Then we're going to come back from halftime, a kick return question, a second drive question, and I cannot wait for the best one of all. Everyone gets 2 minutes with their words of wisdom. And the Godfather, you're going last, just so you know.
No.
Okay? So we'll be right back after this commercial break. Coach Stone Podcast, number 35, Anniversary Edition, to the Twitter chat, football chat gods. We'll be right back. Safe contact, sound fundamentals. Tackle bar football is a safer approach that preserves the tradition and fundamentals of the football game. What is tackle bar football? Tackle bar football is a safer approach to the game that preserves the tradition and spirit of the sport. Players wear traditional football equipment plus a tackle bar harness that holds 2 foam bars across the lower back. The defender must attract and engage with a proper form tackling technique while wrapping the ball carrier and ripping a bar from the harness. With this approach, players stay on their feet rather than taking the ball carrier to the ground. Tackle bar. Coach Stone Podcast number 35. I want to thank everybody for listening to Coach Stone Podcast. I cannot wait for all these questions and the wealth of knowledge I have on the show tonight. Here we go. Pre-game question. Tony from Hog Football Chat, you're going first. Talk about yourself, everything you do. Start. You're up.
Well, I'm the offensive line coach currently for Lake Forest College in Lake Forest, Illinois. We are a liberal arts institution, and we're a pretty proud program, pretty great tradition, and we're excited about our future. Kind of that's my little recruiting spiel. That's all you're going to get. But I've been coaching football now for 14 years. It's the greatest profession in the world. I was lucky enough to play for 4 years in college and 4 years in high school, and it's just been doing this chat has been one of the greatest things kind of in my football life. Just the relationships built and the experiences I've gotten to have with it. So that's sort of what I do, why I do it, and that's about it in a nutshell.
Perfect. Jack, go ahead.
Well, like I said earlier, my name is Jack Dingus. I'm the offensive line coach at Shawnee High School in Shawnee, Oklahoma. As well as being the offensive line coach, last year I was also the special teams coordinator. And I've been in football for 14 years. I played 4 years at Carl Albert High School in Midland City, Oklahoma. They won 13 or 14 state championships. I was fortunate enough to be on the 04 team there. Started coaching when I was 18 years old when I was going to college. Could have went next level and played, but my father was terminally ill, and so I stayed home and started the coaching profession and worked my way through college. And I teach Oklahoma history and Native American studies at Shawnee High School. And Shawnee is a 5A school. We have about 1,200 kids in our school. And 2015, I can't remember exactly when, but got on Twitter. Didn't know much about Twitter. And we went to the Nike clinic down in Thackerville, Oklahoma, and one of the speakers said, "Coaches, get on Twitter." And so I basically learned how to use Twitter and got on the Texas high school football chat and started talking on that for a couple weeks with the Godfather over there. And then I met Tony Schiffman, and then we put our brains together and started the line chat. You know, we needed something for the offensive linemen. How great would that be? And so, here we are. Opened up a lot of opportunities.
Coaches, before we go, give us your social media for your Twitter handle and when your football hog chat is.
My handle is at Coach Schiffman, and it's SHIFFMAN.
Mine is Mine is at Coach Dingus, CoachDingus.
And when is your chat, guys? Monday at what time?
Monday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you can follow it by following the hashtag HogFootballChat, HOGFBCHAT.
Perfect. Thanks,
we
guys.
We also have a website.
Oh, go ahead. Go to the website. What's the website? HOGFBCHAT.net, HogFootballChat.net. And you guys also have a Facebook page, too, don't you?
I don't think it's currently active.
It's not currently active. No.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Okay, thanks a lot for Hog Football Chat. Tuesday, no-fly zone.
Yeah, so my name is Adam Harvey, and just recently accepted a position at Hutto High School as a defensive coordinator outside the Austin area, and so excited about that. Go Hippos.
Go Hippos.
Yes, sir. Spent the last 7 years at Steele High School. Just to give them a shout out as well, and what a great chance just to grow as a coach, and had a lot of success there. Got a chance to play in the Texas High School Football State Championship in 2016. Come up short in that one, but it was what a great run I had there, and just really enjoyed. I would be probably dismissed from my current state if I didn't mention that I am a husband of 18 years to my wife, Lindsay. She's great. We together have 2 boys, and they're just a great team and very supportive of what I do. 17-year coaching veteran. I've coached everything from football, basketball, baseball, lacrosse. I'm also the head track and field coach, or I was currently at Steele, and will also help out with track and field there at Hutto. So I'm just kind of a dude that loves sports. Don't really hunt, fish, or do anything of that nature. I'm always learning how to be a better coach, and particularly in the game of football, which we'll get into later. You can catch me on Twitter at Coach Harvey, at Coach_Harvey, HARVEY 18, as in Peyton Manning. I know I'm a defensive guy, but he was my dude. And then No Fly Zone Chat, our handle is at No Fly Zone Chat 1, the number 1. So you can catch us also by tapping in the hashtag NFZChat on Tuesday nights, 8:30 to 9:30 Central Standard Time. So, Coach Stone, appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, sir. We got Wednesday now, and Chris, I don't mean to do this to you, but from now on you're called the Godfather, so you're up.
I love it.
It's just because I'm old at this, but I do run Texas High School Football Chat. I'm the offensive line coach at Ridgepoint High School. I'm in my 9th year there. Yes, I'm in my 9th year at Ridgepoint. This is my 19th year overall coaching and teaching. I also am a science teacher, and as Coach Harvey reminded me, I'm also a husband and a father. Been married to my wife for 22 years. 22 years this December. And I have a son. I have just one son in college. He's a Texas Tech sophomore, and very proud of him. But anyway, so Texas High School Football Chat started in January 2015. It goes every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central. We usually do about 5 to 7 questions over the course of the hour. A range of topics. It's all offense, defense, culture, anything football coaching related. We try to talk about to get everybody in. And let's see, you can reach it at the hashtag TXHSFBchat, or the Twitter account at TXHSFBchat. My personal account is at Coach Fisher _RP. And on that account, you'll see a little football, a whole lot of science, because, I really do like my marine science and all that good stuff that goes with it. And then, and the website, TXHSFBchat.com.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach. I'm sorry. Thanks, Godfather. Perfect. Thursday.
Yes, my name is Philip Archuleta. I coach special teams. I'm the special teams coordinator over at St. Pius X High School over here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I also coach the offensive line and defensive line / outside linebackers. Really, I mean, we just talk about the same thing. You know, we talk about special teams and the culture about special teams and, you know, all the drills, all the above. I got into coaching. I started out as a manager at the Division I level over at UNM for the football team. And so, you know, just kind of all of a sudden popped up and really respected the coaches, you know, kind of got myself out of that situation living in Southwest Albuquerque. And so kind of ever since then, coaching has kind of been a huge part of my life. And, you know, bounced to coach college, have coached high school. And so, you know, just glad to be around y'all today. So I appreciate you. And we got our Wild Bunch chat is Thursdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And so you'll find us, my name on there is Coach PMA. So my Twitter handle is at COACHPMA. And then the Wild Bunch is at Wild Bunch Chat. And that's it, WRALDBUNCHHAT. All right, appreciate you.
Thanks. Sunday, Iron Speed Chat.
Hey, this is Coach Peter Noonan with the Iron Speed Chat. We are the newest on the block. Our chat is centered around strength conditioning, specifically for middle school and high school athletics. We are going to be on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Currently, the chat is being run off my personal Twitter at Coach Noon, NOON 45. And the hashtag is Iron, IRON, Speed Chat. There will be a website and Twitter to come for the Speed Chat itself. This is my 10th year of coaching that I'm finishing up. Right now I am at Santa Gertrudis Academy down in Kingsville, Texas. So that is about 2 hours from the Mexican border, located right by the King Ranch. And I will be leaving there at the end of the school year and headed to Pflugerville Hendrickson High School outside of Austin. So Coach Harvey and I will be in close proximity. I don't think we're on the schedule together, but I do hope to pick his brain in person a lot more often than just trying to figure something out off of these chats and our conversations. I've been married for what will be 5 years in May to a wonderful wife who is very supportive of my football habits and my lifting habits. I love to lift. I think the need for this chat, for the Iron Speed Chat, so that coaches can get ideas instead of just trying to piece things together from a variety of different sources, is why we started this chat. Create a one central location for a lot of great information to be condensed and easier to find.
Perfect. Florida.
All right, it's Tom McPherson. I run the Sunday night Florida High School football chat at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm the head coach at Orange Park High School. I've been a football coach for 22 years now, 20 of those as a head coach in the state of Florida. Basically run the Florida I didn't start the Florida High School football chat. Someone else started it, and then they couldn't run it, so they asked if I could do it. So I said, sure, I'd go ahead and do it. We ask a variety of different questions on different topics: offense, defense, special teams, practice, clinic segments, just anything you can think of throughout the course of the year. We're going to ask questions on and try not to be, there's all the other chats are great because they're specific to positions and themes, and rather than do another chat that was specific to a theme, I figured as a Florida high school football chat, it would be better to just ask people their opinions on things that they would like to know about as coaches, offense or defense, whatever it may be. And I have a wife and two daughters, and I also run my own my own YouTube site where I do YouTube videos on a whiteboard. Just hosted my own clinic for the first time, so that was pretty cool. Twitter-wise, you can find me individually at CoachMac8740. That's my personal one, and then Florida High School Football Chat is at FLHSFBCHAT. And I appreciate you having me on and doing podcasts and just helping coaches however I can.
Perfect. Thank you all, coaches. And here's the thing. I know we have a lot of coaches on, and I want to appreciate from the bottom of my heart you Twitter guys. I'm going to tell you right now, if this was a coaching staff right now, I'm not trying to be rude, but if we went overseas like we were a national team, we'd win the gold every year. I'm just saying. We'd run the ball. We would definitely run the ball, and nobody will throw on us. I'm just telling you that right now because I'm a former quarterback, and I will tell you this right now, I will run the ball before I pass the ball because more things go wrong when you pass the ball. So I want to thank all you guys on there. What we're going to do now is this. We're going to go commercial break, guys, and then we're going to go with the kickoff question, first drive question, and then halftime. I'll get you guys out as fast as I can. Does that sound good, guys?
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, that's good.
Coach Stone podcast number 35. We'll be right back at this commercial break with the Twitter Football Chat coaches. We'll be right back. Do you preach about ball security? Is getting better each day something you strive to do? Do you want to work to eliminate fumbles? The High and Tight Teaching Football is a revolutionary design football that encompasses virtually every method known to eliminate fumbling, thus maximizing your opportunity to be victorious. The High and Tight Teaching and Training Football is state-of-the-art patented football that gives athletes and those around instant, audible feedback when you are holding the football correctly, high and tight, thus closing the gap between the wrist and the body and the elbow and the body. Whether you're a player, utilize the wing tee carrying with two hands over the ball or a pro style against their body, High and Tight provides an audible alert when proper hold is executed correctly. Start to create habits that win games with teaching your players how to carry the ball high and tight. Order yours today at highandtight.com. Use promo code Coach Stone to save. Back from commercial break, Coach Stone podcast number 35, on with the Twitter Football Chat coaches during the whole week. Here we go. Tuesday with the no-fly zone. Here's your question. Kickoff question. What got you into football, and why did you pick the sport of football? The floor is yours.
Yeah, so it's a way of life in Texas. When you're in the womb, you're being geared up to play football, and that's just how it is around here. I was in the Spike Dykes Guns Up Club out in Texas Tech. I know Coach Fisher would appreciate that with his son out there as a Red Raider. Yeah, man, that's kind of where it all began for me, man. Just watching guys like Zach Thomas doing flips in the end zone as we beat the Aggies, and up the hill, down the hall, and bam, that's Tech football. I remember all that stuff as a Guns Up Club member, and I remember being on the shoulders of a cousin who played in the state championship in 1983, I believe, 82, as a 3 or 4 year old, and then just some 5 years later on the shoulders of another cousin who played for a state title in 1988. So, man, I just remember, always playing park ball and couldn't wait to be a little Phil Wildcat, which is where I grew up. And then, as far as coaching, guys, I just got back from Disney World last night, as a matter of fact. And they say that's the happiest place on earth, and I got to respectfully disagree. Friday night under the lights, coaching ball is the happiest place on earth for me. So that's why I love ball. That's why I got into it, and that's why I'll never get out.
Awesome. Perfect. Godfather, you're up.
I'm from Texas as well, born and raised. So, somewhat similar to Coach Harvey, but just a different school. I went to UT, grew up loving the Texas Longhorns, loving the Dallas Cowboys, watching them on TV every week. I grew up in a little town, Waxahachie, Texas, where even as a elementary kid, we were with nobody playing, in the family on the field. We were just at the football game, and so I always wanted to be a Waxahachie Indian, and when I got there, we had some great coaches who inspired me, and played. I was on the team all 4 years. I cannot say that I was a great player. I was a great teammate. Supported, did everything my coaches asked of me, and as a team, we were fortunate my senior year to win the whole thing, and we won the Texas State Championship, and that was pretty special. And so just all that combination of being a Texas high school football and my coaches being such a big part of who I was becoming and what I am today is why I started coaching football and why I chose to coach football. So it's just one of those things. I mean, it's just like Coach Harvey says, it is a magical thing when you step onto that field. And I love just that rush you get when you walk out onto the sidelines. It's something special.
I don't know about you, Coach, but I cannot go to sleep after a game, win or lose. I'm up all night after the game because of the rush of the cheering and the lights and everything.
I don't have that problem. Because I drive the bus every week too, so I'm tired. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thursday, Go ahead.
Wow. So it really kind of came about, in 2009. It was one of the worst weeks for my family. Our dog ran away. My pops lost his job, and my grandpa all died in the same week. My grandpa was a huge, Lobo fan, University of New Mexico. And, kind of growing up where I grew up, the only thing we really ever had to do was go to basketball and football games, and that was really it. I mean, Albuquerque it's a great place. Unfortunately, there's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of issues that, we just kind of didn't have access to a lot of stuff. And so going to football games was always my kind of escape. And, after he passed away, I got on as a manager for the football team. And so, after being around that, kind of seeing, a lot of guys that came from nothing or kind of came from rough backgrounds, were able to turn their lives around with football. That was really something that was powerful. And that's something that really touched me. And, ever since I've really devoted becoming a coach. I'm at St. Pius now, but I've coached, a lot of inner city schools, and I teach at a Trisco Heritage, which is out there in southwest Albuquerque, is an inner city school. And so being able to impact lives daily, and, really showing the kids that they can do it. That no matter the drugs around them, no matter the gangs around them, no matter the issues that they see, they're going to be able to make something of themselves and really be positive to those around them. So, that's really what made me choose football, and kind of that's really what's directed me towards coaching.
Awesome. Sunday, Iron Speed Chat.
So growing up in Houston, my high school that I went to, we were not very good at football. We're more known for a baseball school. The Cruz brothers played there. Chuck Knobloch played there at Bel Air High School. So it was kind of like why do you want to play football there? Fortunately, I was able to be a very small and short contributor to turning around my senior year to the playoffs. We made it, and then I graduated, went to Florida State from 2005 to 2009 in some tough and lean years. We were not the best, but it was one of those things where I remember growing up watching the 90s Florida State Seminoles on TV, and I just told my parents that's where I wanted to go, and was able to make that happen. So after that, came back home to Houston and just kind of fell into a coaching position, doing video and the kind of, well, not the oldest of old school ways, but definitely pre-huddle when you had DSV and you had to only operate on the defensive side or an offensive side and do your DVD or hard drive exchanges, late at night after ball games. So I feel like I cut my teeth pretty good. Bounced around to the Dallas area and have just worked my way up. So for me, football and being trying to become a better strength coach has just been a way to help me connect with kids and grow my love for the sport that's given a lot to me, and I'm just going to continue to try and contribute and give back to it, pay it forward kind of thing.
Thank you, Coach. Sunday, Florida high school football chat. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, much like these guys, I grew up in the mecca of high school football on Long Island, New York. Can't really say that it's as prestigious as Texas, but I started playing football when I was 6 because my dad was a Pop Warner coach. Played all the way through until I was 22 when I got cut from an arena team and basically had nowhere else to go. Started as a graduate assistant coach at St. John's University in New York, where I played, and thought about going to law school for a little bit, but didn't know if I could go to school for another 4 or 5 years. And really, I've never done anything else in my life. Was fortunate enough to play 2 sports in college. I played football and golf in college, and never really had another job. I got my master's degree through coaching. And then after I got my master's degree, I moved to Jacksonville, Florida to start teaching and coaching. And, pretty much from the time I started playing football at a young age through, where I am now, I've never done anything else. I've either been playing football or coaching football. So I really don't know another lifestyle. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else I would want to do. I like being involved, obviously, with kids and trying to help them, make better decisions maybe than I did when I was younger. And, and I like it. At this point now in my career, I just like helping coaches and trying to get guys to understand, whatever it may be on offense or defense or special teams or organization or, what I have to do strength and conditioning-wise as a head coach, and just getting people to understand what a head coach really does and what that job is, because so many people say they want to be head football coaches, but, they have no idea that you're doing laundry and fundraisers and, managing books and ordering things. And there's just so many things outside of calling plays. Everybody thinks that you just coach and call plays, and that's probably the least amount. I think that's why guys love Friday nights so much, is there's only, 10 or maybe 15 of them if you're lucky enough. And the rest of the year you're doing things that, you have to do as a football coach, but they're not the things that maybe you really signed up for. So, at this point now, I've been doing it for so long that the other things kind of intrigue me now. So I'm always trying to find a way to be better outside of football. Calling plays is easy. It's the other things that trying to run a program and run a great program that's intriguing to me. So that's kind of how I got into it and why I'm still doing it.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Now, earlier, the audience, Monday's Hog Football Chat, one of the coaches, I'm not going to steal their thunder, said offensive line are the front line, and they're the ones that don't get as much respect as they should, because me as a former quarterback, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Which coach was that said that about the front of the line? Do you guys remember?
Was it me? I don't even remember. I don't remember.
It's okay. We're just going to give it to all of them.
That's why they don't get credit. They can't even remember what they say.
Exactly.
Yep. Exactly. Okay, here we go. Hog Football Chat. Tony and Jack, you're up. Go, guys.
Jack, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Hey, I can go. Basically, I've been in football since I was 15 years old, 14 or 15 years old. How I got in it, there's a guy named Jeff Mays at Carl Albert Junior High that talked me into playing. At that time, my dad was, terminally ill. He was diagnosed with a very rare form of cancer. And so I kind of gave up extracurricular activities, and I moved to a new school. I grew up in Del City, Oklahoma, and, my 7th grade year we moved to Carl Albert over Midwest City, which is across town in the Oklahoma City suburbs. And he really talked me into coming and playing and coming out, and I did. And I played 4 years offensive defensive line. And then I got to play for Jerry Rose, who was Oklahoma Hall of Famer. And after that, I graduated, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. There was some different things, different avenues I wanted to go down, and I really didn't know where I wanted to be. And so Coach Rose gave me an opportunity to coach the freshman team, be an assistant football coach when I was 18 years old. And I didn't make any money. So as long as I was going to school, I got to do that. And so that's kind of where it started. I knew I wanted to be part of the game. I knew I couldn't play anymore, with family constraints and stuff like that, really restricted, because I had a dying grandmother, dying father. They were all living in the same household. And so got to give credit to my mother for letting me go, chase the dream. And so ever since then, I've been in it, and I'm 33 years old now, and, I've been in the classroom, and this is my second year at Shawnee High School. I've been a defensive coordinator for 6 of those years, offensive line coach on and off, believe it or not, coached wide receivers for a few years. So all around, I've been with some good programs and not so good programs, and I think on both sides of it, I mean, like the other guys have said, I just really don't see myself doing anything else. And, I've never had a job other than football or education for that matter. And guys, I've never worked a day in my life, and football's been good to me. It's been good to me and my family. And, it's the greatest sport on earth. So.
Awesome. Tony, go ahead.
So kind of going off what Jack said, I've got to thank my mother for sort of my football career. When I was 10 years old, my mother grabbed me because I was not the most athletic of children, and I was kind of fat and lazy, and she said, "You're playing football." I went to my first practice and about quit, but stuck it out. And then my second year playing, she kind of said, "Do you want to play?" And I said, "Yeah, let's go." And then my third year, I was hooked. So I've got to really thank her for that. And, I was able to play 4 years of high school football and 4 years of college football, and really just had a good experience with that. Didn't really want to be a coach when I got out of college, to be honest with you. I wanted to be at one point, I wanted to go the other side of things. I wanted to be in the front office for a little while. So that was sort of my dream for a couple of years. And then my former position coach got the head coaching job at my alma mater, and I went in to talk to him, and he basically told me, "You should be doing this. You're going to be coaching with me." And it kind of just snowballed from there. I started to coach. After that, I made the decision to go get my teaching certificate. So I did that, and I coached there for 7 years, and then sort of bounced around a little bit. Went to North Carolina for a couple of years, coached in Tennessee for a couple of years, and then was able to become a head coach in Iowa for 2 years before my opportunity at Lake Forest College. So I've had a lot of different experiences along the way, and truthfully have learned everywhere, and have had nothing but positive stories, positive memories, and positive outcomes with everything I've done through the game of football.
Awesome. Thank you again, coaches, for everything. We'll go to a commercial break. We'll be back with Coach Stone podcast number 35. Our guest tonight, Twitter, football, chat, coaches. We'll be right back.
The safety of your players is more important than ever. As the game changes to protect the players, Tackle Tube USA is a leading way with the original innovative product design, not only to practice safer, but promote and teach the best tackling technique. Invented in 2009 by professional rugby player and coach Glenn Remnant, Tackle Tube allows the players to simulate real game situations, track and tackle a moving target, promote great body position, and improve technique and timing. Coaches in the U.S. and all over the globe are using Tackle Tube to promote a safer and more effective way to tackle. Unlike other bags that have a limited use, there are many ways to use a Tackle Tube in your practice, both in season and out of the season. Drills for every position, Tackle Tube never needs to leave the practice field. Check us out at TackleTubeUSA.com or on our YouTube channel and all social media. Look for TackleTube USA.
Coach Stone Podcast number 35. We're back from commercial break. We are on the line with Twitter football chat coaches from Monday through Sunday. They got you covered. If anyone that's listening, make sure you listen to their shows that are on Twitter. You'll learn a lot, and it'll make you a better coach physically, mentally, every way. Here we go. First drive question. This one's for the Godfather. So pretty much the Godfather is going to answer the question, and then everyone else is just going to say what their chat is and what time it is, and we'll go from there. So, Godfather, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
What made you come up with the weekly chat? And then tell us, once you did that, tell us the when, the where, and the why.
Okay. So basically, why I did it. Let's see. It was about 2014 when I started when I discovered classroom chats. So I was dabbling in improving in my classroom as well, and discovered those things. I had a lot of fun, and then it just kind of dawned on me that, like, hey, we don't have a whole lot of football chat going on or anything designated. So then a friend of mine started a Facebook group for coaches, and they had everybody list their Twitter handle. And I saw that there was a bunch of guys on Twitter, and no one was really talking with each other. I just said, hey, let's start a chat. And they go, what's that? So I was like, well, okay, well, here, let me tell you how it goes, because I've been doing the classroom chats for a while. And so I told them how it went, and they're like, okay, well, when do you want it to start? And I was like, well, I guess I will start it on Wednesdays, because that was a good night for me when I was the most available. And I figured like 8 o'clock would work well, because it gave me time to get home and have dinner with my wife and get my lunch together for the next day. And then basically it was all out of convenience. And plus, on the top of things, like, at the time, my son was at home, and he was very involved in all sorts of things. My wife has a very busy schedule herself, so I don't get to go to a whole lot of clinics. So this really worked out perfect for me. I was like, hey, I'll start this Twitter chat and hopefully, catch up on some of the clinic learning that I miss out on a lot in the spring. And so we started it. I think we had maybe 15 coaches on the very first chat, and what was there was such good feedback. It was funny because, like, in the next week it went from like 15 to 50 in 1 week, and I was like, oh wow, this is crazy. And guys would DM me and chime into the chat, and the first thing they'd ask was, hey, I know I'm not from Texas. Can I get in on this? And I was like, yeah, it's Twitter. So I can't really do anything about that. So yeah, just come on. And so it just really grew and expanded and kept growing. And it's been pretty amazing to see how much it has grown over the past 5 years. So basically, it's every Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central. We do it. It's every week too. We do it through the season. Like I mentioned earlier, try to a variety of topics. I'm open to suggestions for topics. Guys email me questions all the time, and I try to either turn it into a question into a topic, or ask them if they want to provide more questions. Whatever, it all works good. I'm just here to help coaches get better, and that's really what started out as just me wanting to listen and learn from other coaches. Continues that, but now it's turned into this has become a way for me to help a lot of coaches, and that's what I really like about it. Is I feel like I'm helping a lot of coaches just get good information, help them connect, in some cases help get jobs, I guess, because a lot of people ask me about coaching in Texas. And, just any way and every way that I can help a coach, I always try and do my best. And if that's because I started the chat, then it's probably one of the best professional things I've ever done.
And I think this is the other thing, Coach, and I know everyone in this group would agree with. If it wasn't for you, the Godfather, starting this, we might not have the other chats now. Is that correct, coaches?
Absolutely.
I would agree with that.
Definitely not.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So here's what we're going to do now. For the rest of the coaches, we're going to go super fast. Just do the name of your chat, the time, the hashtags you want to give, and then the Twitter handles. I'll do it one more time, coaches. The name of your chat, the time and date, the hashtag, and the Twitter handles you want them to follow. We're going to go right to the Wild Football Bunch next on Thursday. Go ahead, Coach. Those 4 things.
Yes, we run on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The Twitter handle is at Wild Bunch Chat, and the hashtag to follow is Wild Bunch Chat, and we do everything on there.
Perfect. We'll go to Sunday, Iron Speed Chat.
The Iron Speed Chat on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Follow my Twitter handle at CoachNoon45. The hashtag is Iron Speed Chat, and that's on Sunday, 7 p.m. Central.
Let's go Florida High School Football Chat on Sunday also.
All right, so Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Florida High School Football Chat. You can follow at FLHSFBCHAT. The hashtag is the same, so it's hashtag FLHSFBCHAT. And you can also follow me personally at CoachMac8740.
Perfect. Monday, Hog Football Chat.
We go Mondays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can follow my Twitter handle. It's at Coach Schiffman. And then the hashtag for the chat is HOGFBCHAT.
Awesome. Tuesday.
Follow Coach Dingus as
go
well.
ahead. I'm sorry, Coach Jack. Go ahead, Coach Dingus. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Coach Dingus as well.
What do you want to give that to him, again, Coach? I messed you up. I'm sorry.
At Coach Dingus as well. Schiffman and I, both of our Twitter handles.
Perfect. Tuesday, No Fly Zone.
Yeah, you can catch us at No Fly Zone Chat 1. That's NOFLYZONE Chat CHAT and the number 1. You can also follow my personal account at Coach_Harvey18, and our hashtag is NFZChat. So we will be going from 8:30 to 9:30 on Tuesday evenings, Central Standard Time.
Congratulations on your new position, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Perfect. Coach, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to halftime right now, get some water, get on the chalkboard. I can't wait to do this one. And then when we come back, we're going to go to kick return questions. Does that sound good to everybody?
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good.
Coach Stone Podcast number 35. We're with the Twitter Football Chat coaches. We'll be right back after halftime.
What legacy will you leave as a coach? The three-dimensional coaching framework empowers coaches at every level to fulfill their transformational purpose by helping them become fundamentally sound, skilled at coaching the mind, and focus on developing the heart. Are you needing to take courses to meet professional development or recertification requirements? If so, check out the different online 3D coaching course offerings at 3dinstitute.com. You can even take the 3D coaching course for 3 graduate credits. Make sure you use the coupon UNITEALL to save 10% on your entire cart. That's UNITEALL, no spaces, all one word, at 3dinstitute.com.
The Big Four, a physical education book written by Coach Anthony Stone, can be purchased through the following locations: Amazon, iTunes, BarnesandNoble.com, and Kobo.
Go Army Edge Football is a free game-changing app that allows coaches to draw their plays with X's and O's like on a whiteboard, and then get the mental reps from the first person's perspective of any position on the field with real-time 3D graphics or virtual reality. Go Army Edge football comes preloaded with many example plays and drills for concepts such as formation recognition and RPO reads. Any coach in any system can benefit from demonstrating in Go Army Edge football, and every player can become a better football player with extra reps in the app. Go visit them on their Twitter or Facebook. Insert at Go Army Edge.
Brunch, $30.
Hey, that's okay, Wendy. That was a good carry. You're still the man. You're the man.
Latte, $4.
Shake it off, Johnny. Rub some dirt on it.
New piano, $3,000.
All right, guys. They're not saying boo. They're saying movers.
Supporting your team. Priceless.
All right, Bobby. You still got the best arm in the neighborhood.
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
This is decaf, right? Coach Stone podcast number 35, the anniversary edition. We're here with the Twitter football chat coaches Monday through Sunday. They have all your X's and O's, anything you need from building culture, running plays, running programs. All their topics are awesome. Special teams, everything. Here we go, coaches. Kickoff return question. We're going to start with Thursday, Wild Football Bunch. Give a shout-out to your sponsors. Go ahead, sir.
We don't have any sponsors as of yet, but just wanted to give a quick shout-out to some friends. Coach Montoya, head guy over at St. Pius, and really shout-out to all the other guys on this podcast. I follow y'all, too, so appreciate you.
Perfect. Saturday. Now, Coach, I know you're new to Iron Speed Chat, so what would you like to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, like Coach Archuleta said, right now we don't have any sponsorships, but I would like to help promote Rack Performance. They've been an awesome tool in the weight room, helping to organize and run workouts efficiently. Got to give a shout-out to Sean at Power Lift. They're an excellent company that does a tremendous job, both from a customer service standpoint and just making quality equipment. And right now, man, if anybody could invest in anything, I would highly suggest investing in the Spud Inc. Magic Carpet sleds. When the weather hits, you got to go indoors. You can still get great sled work in. You can still get all your strength conditioning stuff done, and those things are probably one of the best things, bang for buck, that you can buy.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Florida High School Football Chat.
All right. I'd like to give a shout-out to some of our sponsors. If you're looking for a sideline replay system, GameStrat, phenomenal company, great customer service. I've used them for the last 2 years now, so check out GameStrat if you're looking for sideline replay. Difference USA is an ultimate striking machine. We have one in our weight room that we use. You can work on getting thousands of reps, striking, elbow, thumbs up, all the things you need to do, and you don't need a partner holding a med ball or a bag. It's just you and the ultimate strike machine. Just Play Football, which is the digital software that I use to diagram plays. Defensive Coordinator 1, which is an in-game app that lets you make critical in-game adjustments based on live in-game data, and that's Coach Sauer, who's also a Texas guy like many of the guys on here. And then Dome Hats, which is the headwear company that we use. They were a major sponsor of the clinic that I just put on. Dome Hats is located in Jacksonville, Florida at Jack's Beach, but they have an online, custom online hat builders where you can get on there and design your own hats. So they're doing a lot of business now across the country. Baker Sporting Goods, which is a local company here in Jacksonville, that was another sponsor of the clinic, the Play Fast Football Clinic that I just put on in January. And Score Fundraising, who was the last sponsor of the Play Fast Football Clinic that we put on in January. So I appreciate all those guys, and if you get a chance, check them out.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Monday, Hog Football Chat.
Sure. Just give a shout-out to a couple of our sponsors, too. Some of them are very similar to what some of the other guys have. GameStrat is one of our big sponsors. Tunch does a great job out there. Give them a shout. Wanted to give a shout-out also to Team Builder. It's a great app that we use here at Lake Forest College for our workouts. Another one is Adrenaline. It's a fundraising company. I use them personally when I was in Fort Madison. They do a really great job with their fundraisers. War Room, which is kind of a newer app. It helps out with teams with kind of just managing everything from top to bottom. They've got a lot of really, really good information, and they can give you a really good demo if you ask for them. And then Guardian Cap. It's something that, with the way this game is going, something that everyone needs to be cognizant of, and they do a really good job with their product. We've got links to all of these guys on Twitter, and then we've got links to all of their websites on our website, our personal website too, on hogfootballchat.net.
Perfect. Jack, did you want to add anything?
No, Tony did a great job.
Perfect. Tuesday, No Fly Zone.
Yeah, so our loan sponsor at the moment is Max One, the Max One app. It's a technology for your team, kind of all things in communication. It's an all-in-one coaching app. They can be built custom to your sport. They don't just do football; they do all sports and do a good job with that. I also need to give a shout out to some of the team. This year, I recruited a couple other DB coaches. I shouldn't say a couple, about 4 more. To kind of join a rotation, and they've all done a phenomenal job. That's Tanner McLean over at Lampasas High School here in Texas. Many of you know Coach Cody Alexander, who is currently at Midlothian in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He's got several books out in the match quarters concept. And then Coach Jay Wilson out in East Texas at Marshall High School. And then finally, Coach Matt Arafat down at Brennan High School in San Antonio. So I want to give a shout-out to those guys. They do a great job in leading our chat, and couldn't do what we do without them for sure.
Awesome. Godfather, last but certainly not least.
All right. Oh, man. Well, just to start off with my sponsors, first, I got to mention Sky Coach and Sideline Power, who have been with me, I think, almost 4 years now. They're just outstanding people that love helping football coaches. And Sky Coach for sideline replay, and then Sideline Power just for any sort of technology thing you need. And, Matt Starr, he may be one of the hardest in the football industry. He goes to a ton of clinics, and he helps everybody he can. I mean, just 2 outstanding companies. Just Play Football, one of the most active sponsors I've worked with. I mean, and it's just fantastic to be able to to bounce ideas off those guys and get good feedback from them. And they're just a great playbook app. And once again, just football people that want to help coaches. And then just recently, I added back to our community the Go Route technology company, where for the iPhone Scout Team practice technologies, and they're really fun. They're one of my first sponsors. Really good people, and just glad to have them back into things this year. And then really, Texas High School Football Chat would not be what it is at all without the coaches. I've met some great people because of it. Talking to, on the phone call right now, there's 2 guys that I know are friends now because of the chat, and that's Adam Harvey and Tony Schiffman. Just great, just really great people that I've met because of the chat. And coaches are great people that keep the chat going. Without them answering questions every single week, it wouldn't be anything what it is. So my hat's off to all y'all who have helped make it what it is.
Awesome. Thank you all, coaches. What we'll do is go commercial break. We'll come back, and we'll go with the next question. Okay, coaches? Perfect. Coach Stone Podcast number 35. Got the Twitter football chat coaches on, taking care of your football from Monday through Sunday. We'll be right back. Coach Stone Podcast number 35.
Watch Game Film, the simple and affordable way to watch, exchange, and manage game film.
Watch Game Film has been around for 10 years and works with all sports and all levels of play. Subscriptions start at $100 per team and include unlimited film. www.watchgamefilm.com.
Coach Stone Podcast number 35, Anniversary Edition. I have awesome guests on tonight. The Twitter football chat coaches, they got your football covered Monday through Sunday. Now, here's the thing. Coaches, we usually have a kickoff return question. A second drive question. We don't need a second drive question because if we scored once, they're not going to ever score again. So we just go onside kick with all the things that Coach Phil and everybody else can do in here. We just onside kick, and Coach Dingus, he just onside kick the ball. So we never have to worry about a second drive because we just score every time. So here we go, guys. 2-minute warning, okay? So we're going to start with Tom from High School Football Chat. You're going first, Tom. 2-minute warning, a quote or words of wisdom. You get 2 minutes, long or short, whatever you want. The floor is yours, sir. The timer started.
All right. So like I tell most every coach when on any of the stuff I do on YouTube or any other social media, there's information that's out there that's free. Go gather as much of it as you possibly can. Search it everywhere now between the internet, social media, these hashtag chats, and the ability to build social networks without having to leave where you are. Get as much knowledge as you can. It doesn't matter what system you're on. Please do not get into, arguing what system is better than others. The idea is to get first downs and score points and stop people from scoring points, and you can do that a million different ways in football. That's what makes it great. So learn everything you can. Even if you're a flex phone guy or a wing T guy, go learn, air raid or West Coast or anything you want. If you're a 3-3 guy or a 3-4 guy, learn about the 4-2-5 or 2 high safety structures. Just learn everything you can. You don't need to be a play caller the first time you take a job. Work your way up the ladder. Get scarred. Get tough. And then when your time comes and the opportunity comes, you've earned it. Take your opportunities from there. But keep working every day. Do everything you can to make your program better. And just humble yourself every day by trying to study something or somebody.
Awesome. Coach from Iron Speed Chat, you're up next.
The whole deal with Twitter chats is just exposing people to information and getting it all in one central location. Like Coach just said, there's a lot of information out there. It's about not only teaching ourselves, but being an example of what we're trying to teach to our kids, learning what's good information, what's bad information. Just because you did it that way doesn't mean it's the only way. Being open to greater opportunities and knowledge, that's the whole reason why I think the coaching Twitter community is probably one of the greatest communities. It's an excellent example of sharing of knowledge and willing to devote time to help other people, regardless of where they are in their careers, where they are in the world, and just a great expression of the love of the greatest game on earth.
Awesome. Perfect. Monday. Go ahead, Jack, Tony.
Am I going first? I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
The biggest thing, I was raised in this business from a young age, worked for some great men, and, like I said, having a father that was terminally ill, football was a huge part of my life growing up. My dad really was very sick, couldn't raise a young man, and my football coaches were those father figures in my life. Not taking anything away from my dad, but whenever I needed discipline and a life lesson, they were there to give it to me. I lost him when I was 20 years old. So a lot of my influence comes from guys I've worked with or worked for, because I was always the youngest guy on the staff. So with that being said, some words of wisdom. There's not one scheme that's better than the other. It's one thing I've really learned. You got to get your kids to execute and buy into what you're doing. Number two, it's not about you, it's about the kids. Always put your kids first. I think we have a huge responsibility as coaches. We got an epidemic. Not a lot of people are, there's a lot of single-parent homes out there. And I think our profession is huge in helping the young people. You know, we bridge that gap, and I think that's a huge thing. And so don't ever take your job lightly. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give somebody, you know, because whenever you don't think a kid's looking, he's looking right at you and think of you as his role model. And that's a huge thing. And one of the best quotes I ever got, and I got it from our clinic at the Hog Football Chat Clinic, our first year in Memphis. And I can't remember who said it. I want to say it was Nick Caduti, maybe. I can't remember. Tony, you might be able to remember this, but you don't quit coaching these kids till either you're in the ground or they're in the ground, no matter what. I mean, even after they graduate and go off to do bigger and better things, you're always going to be in their life. And that's a huge thing, guys. And another one, if you can't establish the run and can't stop the run, you're not going to win too many football games. So that's about all I got.
Amen to that one.
Well, and one more, you know, fit the scheme to your kids. You know, if you're a 4-2-5 guy, or if you're a wing T guy, or a flex bone guy, or if you're a spread guy, if your kids can't do it, you better adjust and don't quit learning. The day that you have got it all figured out and that you know every day is the day that you need to retire. You know, so there's always something you can learn in this game and in this profession. So.
Coach, that was awesome. That was really awesome. Tony, you're up, man.
Yeah. So actually, I think the quote was Rick Mallory. I think he's who said that, and he was the offensive line coach at Middle Tennessee State.
That's what it was.
The one that Dingus was talking about. You know, for me, I'll talk more about kind of the social media aspect of things. You know, it's first and foremost, be respectful of the guys that are out there communicating. You know, there's going to be guys that don't agree with you. There's going to be guys that you don't agree with, but it's all for the greater good. And just be respectful and reach out to those guys. And the best part is build relationships. Talk to other coaches. Ask questions. Don't feel like you have to give your answer to everything, because sometimes it's best just to be quiet and listen a little bit and reach out. I can't count how many relationships I've built through this platform and just talking to people and asking them questions and them reaching out to me and asking me questions. So that's been the biggest thing for me. You know, I don't have a quote. I don't have kind of anything fancy schmancy to say. Just enjoy what you're doing. Have fun with what you're doing. Don't make anything bigger than the game. Or excuse me, let me reverse that. Don't make the game bigger than anything in your life, because it's just a game. Have fun doing it. And the number one thing that Harvey will agree with me on big time is don't retweet yourself.
Ah, yes.
Okay, here we go. Harvey's yours, man. After that one.
Oh, Jesus.
That is awesome. No flies.
Mic drop. Yeah, mic drop there. Shit. Mic drop, man.
I had to throw it in.
Yeah, you did well, my friend. So yeah, I'm going to kind of echo some of these guys' sentiments, and you know, Coach McPherson touched on it, Coach Shinsman touched on it, and you know, I think, but I'm gonna use a little different spin to it as well. It's okay to disagree, and as long as you do it tactfully and respectfully, you know, that's what we do as coaches, right? I mean, if there was one particular system, one particular scheme that won it every year, wouldn't we all do it? And so I don't think there's anything wrong with disagreeing. We just got to do it tactfully, and don't hide behind the screen. Come on now. I mean, we're all, you know, grown men, and we love to spit that out whenever it's convenient for ourselves. But at the end of the day, let's make sure we do it tactfully and respectfully. That's number one. Number two, let's teach selflessness over being unselfish. I think unselfishness is a passive thing. And I think kids have used that as a cop-out. Well, I'm being unselfish. I think coaches use it as a cop-out. Let's be selfless, because we do have something to give. And if we take that and we move aside and allow others to come in and give what they can give as well. That's a winning formula. Man, on the field, I'm gonna go on the soapbox for a second, but I'm not, because I only have 2 minutes. Teach change of direction, please. Teach how to manage their weight. I'm so tired of watching kids slip and blame it on their cleats, and the whole Brian Kite and Tim Kite BCD thing coming out of their ears and mouths, and it just wears me out. That's going to lead me into the last thing, or next to last thing. Fundamentals win. Teach fundamentals, please. Scheme and scheme and scheme and scheme. But if you can't have good fundamentals, i.e. tackling, a change of direction, which I've already mentioned, you're going to fail. And then finally, my quote to end this thing is going to be this: winners never quit. We know that. Quitters never win. We know that. But those that do neither are idiots. I'm out.
Awesome. Perfect. The Godfather, you are up, sir.
All right. So.
Oh man, you're forgetting Phil. Godfather's up.
Oh no, Phil. Let's do this, Godfather. I'm so sorry, Godfather. Phil, you go first, and then we'll let the Godfather finish. My bad.
I was gonna say I don't want to go after the Godfather. I know he's gonna beat me in it. Shit. I'm probably one of the younger cats on here. Still fresh in it. But if there's any advice I could give, it's listen to as many older guys as you can, because they've seen the ringer, they've been around it. They've forgotten more football than we, a lot of us younger guys will ever know. The second thing is human relationships are at the basis of all that we do. Everything we say, every look we give, all of it gives a human response. All of it goes through psychology and through their brain. And to me, if we take care of the humans with everything, if we nourish them, if we help them, that's going to, give more dividends in football than anything else we could do. I love it because coaching has taught me to be better than I ever can be. And in reality, if we take care of each other, we give each other respect, we learn from each other, we'll be completely fine. Sorry, Godfather, go ahead.
Save the best for last. Godfather, you are up, sir.
All right. So, in Texas, we're not only football coaches, but we're also classroom teachers. And I think that's one of the biggest things that shapes our profession, especially and makes Texas, what it is that special relationship that you build with the kids in the classroom and also out there on the football field. And it gives us the opportunity to, really craft and build young people into, understanding and learning that they can do more than what they're capable of. And I think that's important for us to be. We need to be mentors not only to our players, but we also need to be mentors to our young coaches and keep building them up and keeping them in the profession. And I just want to sign off. As a classroom teacher, if you do follow my personal account, you do see me tweeting a lot of ocean science, lots of sharks, lots of octopus and orcas, all sorts of stuff. And so one of the things, especially when it was on Sci-Fi Channel every year for a while, is we'd watch Sharknado in the class, and one of my favorite quotes comes from Sharknado. So, and it applies to everything, really, when you think about it. Next time you're afraid to share ideas, remember that someone once said in a meeting, "Let's make a film with a tornado full of sharks." Don't be afraid. If someone's willing to, put that out there, they're obviously not afraid of no. So don't be afraid to get told no. Just put it out there, put it all on the table. And that's it, guys.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you, Godfather. I want to thank all the coaches on the Twitter football chat, coaches. Monday through Sunday, they take care of you. This was my 35th podcast. I had to shut down for a while because I got a new role at my high school. So, coaches, from the bottom of my heart for my 35th show, I want to thank all of you. Okay? Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on.
Thank you for having us.
I want to wrap up with this. I want to thank JC Hawks Radio, JC Hawks Sports Network. If you ever missed an episode of any of the podcasts, you can listen to them on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, and now Google Play under JC Hawks Radio, JC Hawks Sports Network. Also, remember to go to my website for the podcast, blog, books, football tips, and free PE games at CoachStoneFootball.com. Remember, if you haven't seen my Back to the Basics football drill manuals, I highly recommend them. They are on Amazon hardcover and Kindle. Again, coaches, I'll leave everybody with this. Thank you again. Coach Stone Podcast number 35. Always remember instilling confidence by laying a foundation. Thank you and have a great day.
Coach Stone Podcast.